Well, hello everyone. Happy magical Monday, or whatever day you're watching this. Oh, so, how's everyone doing? I feel like I keep asking that. We just have so much going on right now energetically and earthly and everything else, right? I hope you are safe wherever you are at. Just so much going on with the earth and sending out good vibes and positive energy. So please stay safe. We'll figure it all out, right? Okay. So, and again, asking how you're doing, because I've had a lot of people come to me and they're asking about, or saying that they're not feeling right. So let's address that, because I don't know about y'all, I have started dreaming again, and I don't know if I like it. So the vibration has changed. A big machine that was on that was sending out vibrations into the earth has been turned off. So I've told people that it's like, easiest way I can explain it is if you've lived on a boat for the last how many years and you've stepped off onto land. And so we're kind of like trying to get our footing, because there's such thing as land sickness, right? Where everything that was going this way is now evening out. And so one of the things people have been reporting is that they're dreaming again. Although I don't know if mine are really dreams. They seem to be talking to people and working things out or asking questions. I don't know. I woke up this morning going, but why? And a male just going, because that's just how it is, Angie. I don't like that answer. So not really well, maybe stressful, not nightmares, just I do so much of that during the day, I don't know if I want to do it at night. Or people are reporting that, or asking about their dreams being stressful or having nightmares or things like that. So, it's just an interesting piece. Or people are talking about sleeping better. I am not. I am actually sleeping worse. Keep waking up at 4. So, you may be noticing some of these things. Your creativity may be more open and wanting to do creative things. So that could be a big thing. So trying to figure out, well, what's the new, and how you are experiencing it now. So it's going to be a very interesting time. And then we have Mercury still in retrograde, I think, for another week, maybe. And then I think it was Neptune just went into retrograde for the next 5 months. And so there's this piece, because our full moon that just went by was about looking at what wasn't serving you anymore. And so Neptune being in retrograde, from my understanding, is asking you to kind of do the same thing, only on a spiritual level. Like what spiritual practices are not working anymore? Or where have they become a distraction and not for your highest healing? So really, right now, looking at a time where maybe it feels very uncomfortable because everything we thought we knew is getting turned upside down. So what can we do with all of this? So last week we talked about triggers, or we've been talking about triggers, using triggers to help you heal. Because those are the things that are telling us, like, hey, this is a little unbalanced, or I'm not feeling right, or even using our patterns and our behaviors as a way to look at what we need, right? So I have a piece, an example is that I like, or how to put it, there's a piece that likes to nitpick at people. I like that. Not that I like having that, but it's a way for me to be like, oh wait, why is this coming up? Why am I doing that? What is needing healing or looking at? It's kind of like a little kid who's throwing a tantrum, and like, why is that happening? Stopping, taking a step back, being a witness, observing what's going on at that time, or how I'm feeling, or all of those things, the triggers that are coming up, like, why am I not feeling safe? Usually is why it comes up. So, looking at those kinds of things can help us really find what needs to be healed, what needs to be moved on. Alright, so, but it does mean getting quiet. It does mean looking at yourself, which I know is not always easy. It's about looking at why you do things and stop blaming other people, right? That's really, when we're on our spiritual journey, like, we can't blame other people, right, for things that are coming up. Now we can look at them and hold them, sorry, the word just jumped out of my head. Not responsible? We'll go with responsible. For their actions. That doesn't mean we have to take on their actions or accept their actions. But what is it about us that it's reflecting? You know, we talk about the mirrors a lot. And I also want to say that it's not always the rough stuff, right? It can be the good things too. So, what is it that you need? What are you looking at? And remember to find the good things too. Okay, we have a little exercise that we like to do. Think of someone that you really admire. Got it? Good. All right, I want you to come up with 5, 10 things that you admire about this person. Or just 1 or 2 in this moment. Okay, we got them. All right. The reason you can see those things is because they're inside of you. Right? It's an absolute mirror. We have a tendency to focus on the rough stuff, right? But the good stuff too. I know. And some people go, oh, I don't like that person because of X, Y, Z, and I don't do that. Well, where do you do it in some way, shape, or form? Okay. So, just something to think about. But focus on the good too, because we are amazing beings. You are an amazing being. And we need to remember that. I was working with a young person the other day, and he's not the only one that I've had to say this with. And I think we've talked about this in the past as well. But self-care is not selfish. looking at our positive attributes is not conceited. Okay? So I always tell a story. When you're in a plane and they're going through all their checklists and they talk about when the oxygen masks fall, who are you supposed to take care of first? And if you said your kiddos or the people around you, the answer's no. You have to take care of yourself first and foremost. Because if you're on the floor, you can't help anybody else. And I find that a lot of people are doing that right now. They're just so depleted that they can't help anybody else. So please take care of yourself. Please look at what you need. Please look at what your positive attributes are. What are you bringing into the world? Because we need those too. Yeah, we need to look at the other stuff to clear them out. But that doesn't mean that you can't look at the good stuff too. Please look at it. Whew. Okay, I wasn't really sure what I was going to talk about today. It was an interesting way that it went. But okay, so let's look at those positive things for you. Okay, so put your feet on the floor. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the floor beneath your feet. Interesting piece. So, if you're stuck on those negative pieces, the negative self-talk, those lower vibrations, that heavier stuff, because sometimes that happens, right? When we're trying to look at the positive, our brain goes, but look at all the ways you messed up. Look at all the ways, or all the things that you do wrong. Okay, brain, thank you for trying to keep me safe. But let's look at the positive stuff. Let's look at the good things. However, if you're finding that you're having trouble with the brain wanting to pick out the stuff that you're doing wrong, let's put it in the stick, shall we? So breathe it in. Find that negative talk. Blow it into the stick. Good. And again, breathe in. Allow the breath to go and find it, and breathe in into the stick. It's okay to let go of that stuff. It's okay to let go of trauma and drama, holding on to all of the wisdom and the knowledge. But letting go of the heavy stuff. And what a wonderful, amazing time right now to find that stuff. Good. Couple more breaths here. And looking at the blessings of being able to let go of that. And maybe look at what the lessons were there. Why did you need to go through that? Why are you still holding on to that? Good. One more. Breathe it in. Release and let it all go. All right. There we go. And yeah, needing to focus more on those positive attributes. And also, where do we let those things or other people walk all over them? Because we have those. Because that's not okay anymore either. There we go. And if you need to scoop this in, by all means, scoop it in. Good. Oh, nice. Thank you. Oh, very interesting. Fire, when we're releasing, is very interesting. It gives us a lot of information. So as you see that, I don't know if you can still see, there's a little bit of flame coming up on this side. So it's really burning all of that off, but it's also separating from the main fire. Alright. Good. Get your last little sweep in. Alrighty, there we go. Alright, so. Alrighty. So if you're having trouble finding those positive attributes, here's what we're going to do. So again, feeling your feet on the ground. Taking a couple of nice deep breaths. And we're going to bring our attention to our heart chakra. Okay. That space, that place of divine love. And remember, you're in your own space right now, so you can decide how much, how little you want to connect into that. Good. And I want you to imagine that person that you were just thinking about, that you admire. And what you admire about them. Okay, so you have a picture of them. And I put a picture frame around it. Okay. And as you start looking into their eyes, as you recognize, as you tell them all these wonderful things that you think about them, that you admire about them. And you notice your eyes come in the place of their eyes. Same face, same hair, all of that. Just the eyes shift and change. And now you notice that the nose shifts, emerges into your nose. The cheeks, the shape of the head, the hair, until you're looking in a mirror that is reflecting you back to you. Keep on those positive things, all the things that you just said to that person. Say them to you. I know, sometimes that makes our hearts hurt. But why is it so hard for us to receive all those lovely things? And again, it's not being conceited. Okay. There it is. Whew. Maybe that's what we need for our fire and our solar plex, right? To remember that we bring so much wonderful, lovely things into the world. Why do your friends like to be around you? Are we always perfect? No. And that's okay. Good. And just allowing those things to come in. And allowing yourself to be those things. Because they're not really coming in, right? They're just being remembered. I think we said that last week, right? Building on those things that are already inside of us. That feels really yummy, doesn't it? And we don't have all these things outside of us. We just want to bring or be them more and bring them from inside out. What do you think? Because we already do that, right? That's in our aura, our energy field, our luminous body that's all around us. That's why people get drawn in when they're around us. Or how many of you have had a complete and total stranger tell you their life story? Or are telling you all their wounds? It's because they feel safe, they feel comfortable. And you can choose whether you hold space for them or you don't. You don't have to take on any of that. And please don't fix it for them. Right? So if you're thinking you don't have all these things, wrong. You do. And thank you for being you. We call that energy signature. Right? We have a lot of things that we do with that energy signature. But you being you has an energy signature. Me being me has an energy signature. And so, remembering what we want to bring more into the world. You know that there's that saying, be the change, but just be what you want in the world. You don't have to change anything, you just gotta turn the knob up, right? Turn the volume up on those beautiful things that you already possess and bring that into the world. So, yeah, let's bring our attention into our bodies. And we talk about where we feel those ucky things. But where do you feel these good things? Or how does that make... Because I watch my body just go, whoop, I am here. Right? Back went straight. Heart came out. Smile on my face. So where can we bring more of this in? Where can we be aware of the energy that we're bringing in? And that doesn't mean, by all means, that your heart's open and you're just flooding space with love. And I'm not saying that's, just be mindful. Okay, because we don't want people to take and take and take and take from the heart, because then we get depleted. So it's okay to have those boundaries when we come into a space. Right? I always talk about the bubble, but you can have that bubble around you, but be filled with love, or joy, or happiness, or confidence. And how does that feel? And again, remember, we talk about having these experiences and being in these places so that we can have those feelings. Or the people that we look up to, that we can go, oh yeah, I want to bring that more in. Or I want to be that more. Again, got to get out of this that we're bringing it from outside of us because it's already inside of us. So, how can I be more of that? All right. So allowing yourself to sit in this moment, in these feelings of being more of what you want in the world. And see how long you can hold on to this. See what takes you out of it. Right? Because that's when we feel really good and then all of a sudden that person comes in and boom. Not me, not mine. Take it back. Or we get in traffic. So how can we be more of that when we're sitting in traffic? I'm getting better. A lot better. But that's always my go-to because I know that triggers a lot of people, other people as well. And what is the story you're telling about the other person that just cut you off? Because that's a big piece too. Like, why does your brain go there? Whether you do it or not. But why does your brain want to tell that story? And how can you change it or shift it? Maybe not making, when I was coming back from New Mexico, lady was talking about how she talks to the cars and not necessarily the drivers. So. All right. Well, please go have a fabulous day. Stay in these high vibrational and just being curious about how you can bring more of it in. Maybe when you want to turn it up, or maybe do you need to turn it down? What wonderful things do you want to bring into the world for yourself? All right, my friends. So much love, so much gratitude. Thank you for being you. Thank you for bringing your beautiful gifts into the world. And we'll see you next time.